get back out there and compete again?
Man, it felt amazing. You know, it felt like emotion, a lot of emotions. I just got cleared last Thursday. So just to be able to come out here and do as much as I did and run the time, because I've just been here rehabbing. Haven't really did much of 40 training, did some D-line stuff, you know. But just to, you know, come out here and run a 4.63 just off of natural ability, you know, and just to do the drills and stuff. Like I said, just hit 6 months last Thursday and just was unbelievable, you know, just to do as much as I did. Kind of surprised myself, but I knew I could, you know, do it. That's why I got a little emotional when I knew I could run a fast time, but as fast as I did, it was just like, it was a bit much, but it was good.
Shoulder?
ACL.
ACL.
ACL, yeah.
What were the emotions that you were having?
Man, it's just everything that I've been through since the injury. Haven't really been able to do much. Like I stayed here for training, just to rehab and stuff like that. So, like when I saw that time, I just broke down. You know, it just kind of everything just hit me at one time. Like just imagine like everything I've been through, and I was nervous as hell coming into it. But you know, once I got down there and started running, it kind of went away. You know?
It's a nerve-wracking day for anybody.
Exactly, for everybody. So I was asking everybody, I'm like, y'all nervous? Y'all know, am I the only one? So, but everybody was pretty much nervous. But once we got going, it was good.
It was
good.
a game.
Yeah, exactly.
When you tore the ACL, especially because of where you were in your career, do you think that was probably it?
Not really, because I know like a lot of people, you know, came back from it, and you know, as the season went on and as the year, like NFL and college, like a lot of people was tearing the ACL. Like I was like, it's the year of the ACL, you know. But a lot of people, you know, came back from it, came back stronger. Like look at Joe, you know, he tore everything. So you know, so that's just like I just knew it wasn't the end, you know. You know, sometimes you might have those thoughts, but when you got people around you, motivating you, and you see people, you know, who had the same injury and kind of, you know, come through, it just motivates you, you know, to get back to, you know, normal. So.
What have you learned about yourself just through all of that?
Just being mentally tough. You know, it's been a journey, you know, throughout the years here, and just the injury, you know, kind of just pushing it. And, you know, at the beginning, you know, you can't do as much as you thought you could do as far as like pass rushing and stuff like that. But as it went on, just getting back into it, you know, it felt, you know, real good.
Yeah, after the injury, you chose to stick with the team and kind of keep that leadership role.
Right.
Can you talk about that decision, why you made it?
You know, just going off of maturity, really. When I first got here, I broke my foot, Liz Frank. Kind of, you know, went into a shell a little bit. Not somewhat of a depression, you know, and I just knew not to go back in that, you know, that's safe, you know, that place, you know, in that shell again. So my main thing, you know, was just being around my teammates. They was going to keep me right, keep me uplifted just as well. You know, I was going to be a leader for them, you know, on and off the field. Even though I couldn't be out there, but, you know, I still wanted to do my part and still be around them as much as I can.
Since you've had the Liz Frank, then how do you feel like Stingley did coming off of that same injury?
Oh, real good. Like I told him, like even when he had his, like Christian Fulton had the same injury, you know, and I was the first one to have it. Chris had his, and then Sting, and I was just giving him advice. Like I feel great. Like I don't have no problems with it at all. So I was like, you know, once you get back comfortable and get back to yourself, and you know, we talked like when he was going through his process of rehabbing up there at Exos, and we talked and he checking on each other, and he was asking me advice, you know, like, you know, why should I be at and stuff like that. But it's been good. Like I haven't had no issues with it. Sting said he's been feeling good. But just staying on top of it, making sure you stay on top of it.
What kind of advice did you give him?
Just tell him, you know, just the rehab, you know, process of how it's gonna go. You know, just kind of, you know, don't get stuck in that shell. You know, shut yourself out. Like always grind. Like make sure you're grinding to get back to where you was. You know, and that was really like the main things. And just tell them like certain rehab stuff like to do and stuff like that, and just motivating them as much as I could.
When you say shell, you're talking about just depressed?
Yeah, like because you know, some people get into that, you know, that phase, you know, in that mindset, like I'm not gonna be the same no more and all that stuff. Just not getting in that headspace and kind of down on yourself. Just stay positive, you know, and make sure like it's gonna be all right. You know, as long as you're doing what you need to do, it's gonna be straight.
How did you get over that? Who told you, you know, you can have surgery and come back 100%?
Everybody's opinion is different on the injuries. Like some people, you know, depending on what it is, might not have been the same. Like once they told the ACL, I had a Liz Frank or whatever, you know, it's been. But I just wasn't gonna let that be, my story, So I just had to make sure I did what I had to do to get back to, normal. So,
What's next in your story?
I mean, this was another part written right here. So now it's just to see, what God has for me next, as far as like the draft and stuff like that. And then just make sure now it's just, preparing myself for what's coming next. So
I guess, what are your expectations? What are you feeling like this is where I can be, this is how I can contribute, those kinds of things?
I feel, once I'm 100%, coming into training camp and stuff like that, just knowing like what I could contribute to any team. I was fortunate enough to be here while I was in a 3-4 or 4-3. I done played in, I done played nose, I done played 3 techniques. So I got a lot of versatility, So just being able to show that on film. And so now it's just, making sure I'm ready for, to show what I can do, in rookie mini camp or whenever camp comes around.
What about John Trey? It's a lot of fun watching him
Oh,
play.
always, man. He's, funny dude. Always laughing, joking, but he's a freak of an athlete. Definitely. He can do everything. He can do everything.
With him today?
Surprised what? How he jumped?
Everything today.
Nah, I was not surprised at all. I just seeing him play ball and stuff like that, I kind of knew what it was. So it wasn't really too much of a surprise. So.
Thank you.
Oh, that's it.
Okay, well,